I had to fix and adjust my cell phone. It wasn't exactly easy, but I had to fix it. Now we're going to do 3 NBA basketball video games. I mean, not video games, but NBA predictions for tonight's basketball matchups. After all, I did predict that the Golden State Warriors would actually lose to the Los Angeles Clippers. I got the score wrong, but I did say that if Golden State don't win at home, that the Clippers will go up undefeated, and they did. So, all right, let's go with this matchup. Let's go with the defending NBA champions, the Raptors versus the Boston Celtics. This one's probably going to be real easy to call. It's going to be the Raptors. Okay, it's going to be the Raptors. The Raptors won their first game. I see the Raptors win the second game, and they're just going to put a whooping on the Celtics. Now, I know they got that little point guard that was with the Charlotte Bobcats, and I'll get to him, but we got to talk about the Raptors because they are the defending NBA champions. They're going to have a good season. I mean, that's the best way to put it. These guys are bigger, they're stronger, they're faster. They are a defensive basketball team. Normally, if you're an offensive team, 85 to 90% of the time in the NBA, if you're an offensive team, you win the championship. But this is like one of the few NBA teams that's a defensive basketball team, and they just won the NBA title with Kawhi Leonard. And without his absence, and he's with the Clippers, we're seeing that they're doing perfectly just fine without Kawhi Leonard. Like, it's going to take at least 25 to 30 games to prove if they need Kawhi Leonard or they did need him on the team. So, as long as they got their breakout superstar Kyrie Irving, whatever his last name is, on the Toronto Raptors, and he puts up, big monstrous numbers, they should do perfectly just fine. So, they got a strong backcourt. They got a bench. They can play defense. They can play offense. They can run in transition. That's what they had with Kawhi Leonard. So they know how to run the transition with another player. Now, their depth might go up and down. It might differ later in the season. You might see, like right now, you can't see what I'm talking about. Until it's like 20, maybe 30 or 40 games into the season, their depth will go up and down. I'm talking about the Toronto Raptors. Their depth will go up and down in production. And then it'll rise back up close to when it's time for the playoffs to start. I think Toronto going to win the basketball game today because they can match very well with the Boston Celtics. They're going to match very well. They're going to be able to hang with the Celtics in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Even if the game goes into overtime, they'll be able to hang with the Celtics. The Celtics might do good because they're at home, but just because you're at home, that doesn't guarantee you victory. So, I think Toronto is going to take it, and I'll give you the final score. Now, as for the Celtics, they have an identity crisis. The Boston Celtics don't know who they are. They don't know if they are the team that won 17 NBA championships. They don't know if they're the Boston Celtics that's rebuilding. They don't know if they're the Celtics that had Kyrie Irving. There was problems. And they got a new superstar because Kyrie Irving would not sign back. And, I don't see the Celtics make the playoffs. And if they make playoffs, they might barely make the playoffs. They might win a playoff game in the first round series, but I don't see them doing very well in the East. I see Toronto, I see Philly, I see the Bucks, and most importantly, I see the Brooklyn Nets. And if the Boston Celtics does make the playoffs, if they play any one of those teams that I just named off, they're not going to advance out of the first round and get to the second round. Because Brooklyn's getting better. They're getting better. You got Kevin Durant, you got Kyrie Irving. Once Kevin Durant's 100% or close to it, who's stopping the Brooklyn Nets? Then you got Toronto. That's 2. Then you got Philly, and you got the Bucks. That's 4 teams in the East. So I see Boston Celtics might be number 5, number 6 in the East Conference, close to number 8. Because, Detroit can come sneak up on you. The Pacers can come sneak up and fill in those last 2 spots. And if Boston don't don't win 30 or 40 games this season, that's where they're going to end up at, is at number 8. And it would be strange and ironic that you play the Toronto Raptors today, and then if the playoffs were to start, you would be facing the defending NBA champions in the Eastern Conference. And I'm not talking about the third round. I'm talking about if you get number 8, you're going to be facing the champions in the first round. And let's be honest, Toronto can win a first game series. Toronto has that experience, which we will touch on when we get close to the playoffs. Now, who wins this game? I'm going to go ahead to incline and say Raptors are going to win by 100. I'm going to say the score is going to be 104 to like 90. Why I say that? Because Boston might go on a tear, and then little by little Toronto will take the lead back, and then little by little Boston will get exposed. There's no backcourt because you've traded players. They have a bench, but there's no depth on Boston, and you lost one of your superstars. And the superstar that you just acquired, he's just one person. You know, that guy from that point guard from Charlotte Bobcats, he's just one person. And he's going to have to score like at least 30 or 40 points tonight just so the Celtics can win. And Toronto have 3 stars. They may not have no superstars. They may not have no all-stars, but Toronto will still win. So I think the score is going to be 104 to like 90. So, yeah, Toronto going to get another win. So that's just all there is to it.